Hi, this is Susan Blue Robot from SusanBlueRobot.com. I'm here today with another help video. I had a request of how to make the display cards using the same method as the inside-outside cards. So we'll get started. What we'll do first is we'll go back to visit the last help video. We made this frame out of brackets quick and easy. If you haven't seen that video, you can pop on over to my blog and see how I made it. So first off, we'll get a shadow with that. We'll try a shadow first, so I'll do a shadow, an inward shadow of -5, accept. Might just see what an inward shadow of -5 would do for the little one. It doesn't look too bad, so we'll bring that in and we'll do a +5 of the bigger one. You usually can work out which one's better to use for your project. As you'll see, I've now made 4. Accept. And I think I don't like that last one, so I'll take that out. We'll go cut. While I'm here, I'll just do a copy of this one, the bigger one, and I'll do a nested shape to see how different that one would be. And we'll do 4 and preview that. Oh, I don't mind the look of that. We'll take it up to, say, 5. Preview that. So it generates that. I don't mind that one better. Okay, we'll go accept that. And you'll see that the difference between this second one in and this one is slightly different. Or it might be just my eyes. So what I might do is I might throw away that one. Cut. And use this one. This one. No. This one, and hold the shift key down and select the outer one. I'm going to do a copy of them. Copy. Now I go over to Pop-Up Card Studio, and I've got a project. What I want to bring in is a project of 5 inches by 5 inches. Working on the same way as I did my inside-outside cards. I bring this to a plane of 2. I go paste the project I just did, and I want that 4 inches. So with the lock selected, I go 4 inches, enter, and I want that on a y-axis of 3. And in the center, so I can go in the center there. So now what we have is the inside-outside card. I'm just sort of thinking, I think I might rotate that to make a different one again. Okay, we'll rotate that and see what it looks like. Holding the control key down, I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. And I'm going to see what that looks like. But I now want it back to 4 inches high. Oh, I do like that. So I just rotated it 45 degrees and I've got a different look again. And I've got it back on the 3 axis and made it 4 inches high. So we shall continue a inside-outside card so it can be made into a pop-up display card. And pop-up display cards are when you have one pop-up where it's folded here out, and this one gets connected to another bracket behind this line here and folded back there. I will just bring over this. This is a folded display card, and we'll just show you. I did these in webinar about a year or so ago. When did I do them? Back in 2012, 2 years ago. And what you do is you have your pop-up inside-outside card here. You join another card here, but these two pop-ups, the inside-outside part, get joined with the tab at the back here, and it ends up to be a display card like this. So you can continue the look. Here's another few ideas. It's worth going to check out my blog to see. I've got lots of examples of that. So we'll continue. Now I'm doing this on the fly because I never thought I was going to use this bracket and to do it like this with this shape. So we'll get back to here. I went off on a sidetrack then. Now what I want to do is I want to bring in a small 2-point rec about this width as that, and we'll put that in the center, and I want to put it on a plane of 3. I'm doing this for a reason. Oh, now I've just sort of noticed I don't think now my bracket is in the center. It's not. So now I reselect that top little one I made and put that in the center, and a bracket and a y-axis of 3. So now what I'm doing, instead of chopping the top of the bracket, I'm adding a solid line onto it. So I'm going to fuse and weld these shortly. First off, I'm going to take a copy of them. Get copy. Copy. And I go to the top plane. I go paste in place. Flip. And then I lower it down. Ooh! But it didn't lower. Right. What I'm going to do is turn this up to a plane of 1 inch, and I'm going to use the arrow keys to lower it, and I'm hopefully, because I turned it on 1 inch, hopefully it's ended up on the 2-inch mark here, 3-inch mark here, and it has here. So this is now on a 3-inch plane. So if I was to print preview this, the center of that block I made should be now dotted, and it is. So it's a score line. Now that's one reason I did not weld them first. If I had to tweak it, I could weld it afterwards. So now what I do is deselect the inner one of these bracket shapes, and I do a weld. I go back to this bottom one, holding the D key, going here, but I want to select that little one, and holding the shift key down, select the outer big one and do a weld of that. Now what I do is I do a copy of that big one, copy, and I do a bottom plane of 0, and I do paste, and I lower that to the middle plane, and while I'm at it, I'll also lower it all the way down. So now that is now cutting out of the bottom of the card. But we don't, what we want is we want it to cut out. If I zoom this up here, whoops, and zoom it around. What I want is I don't want this to be all the way back to the back. I'm going to come in, clip from the back, and I'm going to come, see how that's turned. Oh, I have to stop that for a second. Well, right, we've lowered it to the bottom. I want to do a 1/2 inch. Now I do a crop, so I go from way back from the back. That's on where they both join, but now I want to come one more 1/2 inch forward and go chop. So now what we have is that one that's on the bottom is only chopped, only going to have this 1/2 inch from that actual piece. There is a reason for this, but I'm going to go back because I'm not happy with that. No, I'm going to make it a 1/4 inch from there. So I go here and one out and go crop. Okay, there is a reason for this, but now we're going to come back to that. So it's a 1/4 inch. This shape here is only a 1/4 inch back from the actual inside-outside card. Now hold the D key down and we go to this shape. We do a copy of that. We go to back plane of 0. And just pan up so we can see what we're doing. And we go paste. And we lower that to the lowermost plane. And then we lower it to the bottom, set order. Now we're going to crop that the same as we did the last one. We go from under it. And see how the dotted lines? We go one more up. So now we've just chopped this one. So that is that big. From 1/4 inch from this card. You'll understand what I'm doing shortly. Now we go back to this one. We select this inner one and we go cut to clipboard. Then we go crop and we make sure over here that we go delete to clipboard is turned off, so there's no longer yellowed out. And we go from under here and we go up until your line turns dotted. Then we go back to the select tool, go paste in place what we put in the clipboard. We select both of them and we do a weld. Now what we have is we have our inside-outside card with one bit extra here. And we're going to do the same with the top. Those who have watched my inside-outside pop-up card demonstration will have seen all this before. If you haven't, just pop on after the video and have a look. Right, you select the middle one. You go cut to the clipboard. Bring the crop key, make sure it's not deleting to the clipboard. You go from way behind up to when it turns dotted and you clip. Then you go back to the select tool, paste in place, and you select both and do a weld. Now what we have is we'll go to the print preview and we have this is going to be folded backwards, the middle bit is going to be folded forwards, and it's going to be folded on these lines, so this back bit is going to fall out. But you've also got this part here. Now that part here, there is so I can give you a tab so you can join to the next one along in your display card. So we stop that, and what we need to do now is we need to go to an open card, and we'll pan that around and we'll zoom in. Now what I need is, we're on this plane here, we need to add a little tab there that when it's cut out and you join this card with another card, this will be at the front, this will be going through to the back, and the other one will be going through to the back. You join this tab up with the next one along at behind this seam here. So what we do is we use the 2-point rec, and we take the snapping off because we don't want to go into our area that we've just, and we select that, put it in the center, and we do a copy of that because we know that's going to be the right size for the other end. So we do a copy, we select both of them, do a weld, and then we go to, hold the D key down, go to this one, we do a paste, and we pick that up and we move it down here, put it in place. Now bear in mind, depending on how many pages in your cards in your display card, you might need to cut one or two of one of these off as you go. Then we make sure that's in the center, hold the shift key down, select them both and do a weld. So now what we have is, we have your card, inside outside card, around, open and shut, and then when this is you'll have the next card joined to this seam here, and then it'll be popping out here, and then behind here we use this tab to join this pop-up with the pop-up from the other one behind this fold here, and you just continue that along for as many as you like. So I hope this all makes sense. As I said, go to my blog at susanbluerobot.com and you'll type in display card and you'll see lots of examples come up of the ones that I did for the Make the Cuts webinar back in August 2012. This has been Susan Blue Robot from susanbluerobot.com, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you soon. If you'd like to purchase either Make the Cut or Pop-Up Card Studio, you can buy them from a link from my blog, which will support my blog. Thank you for visiting, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.